Hello, welcome back to another video. This is part 45 of this Airbnb clone Ruby on Rails series. And in last video, we showed these amenities. So in this video, we'll focus on the model part first. Let me have a look. What is this? Let me go to Airbnb and see how they have set up the models. This is the first model, which is of full screen. Then there is right side buttons, and then there are images and close sort of. Then there is second, which is again, but this one is a bit is definitely like a model. This one is also a model. Let's see, share one looks, it's a model, but it looks like the width is less. Let me see. This one shows till INDU. I'm saying at the background text INDU, and INDU, which is almost equivalent to location. And this one is a bit more. Yeah, I thought so. It's this amenity model, sorry, this description model is wider. Okay, then what about reviews? This is way too different. Okay, so looks like the content of the model is very different. So we'll have to think it through. Let's start and then we'll see how we can optimize it. Tailwind UI. No, Tailwind UI. And I'll try to find model overlay. Yeah, dialogues. Okay. We can copy the first one because we are not concerned about the internal content. We are just concerned about whether it's a model or not. So let's copy this. In our Airbnb app views, let's create a shared folder because we will have to share this model across a lot of files. So let me create a new folder called shared. I'll create a template here also. New file underscore model.html.erb so that you guys can use it. Otherwise, we don't need this in our code. I'll create a similar file in shared which we will use in our code. Let's see. Now I'll have to use this in our website, right? So what I'll do is I'll first focus on the amenities portion. So for that, let's go to properties, amenities, percent equals to, it's a partial, right? So we can just render it. Render shared model, refresh. Yeah, it's visible, but we don't want it all the time. So let's make some changes. Let's add hidden, and also let's fix the indentation and everything. Refresh. Yeah, now it is not visible. At the same time, I can click on things. Yeah, hover is working, this is working, so it looks good. So now what we will do is when we click on the show all button, it should open up. So we have to capture this click event and show this model, right? So what we will do is we will create a model for that, a stimulus controller. So we can go to JavaScript and create a model controller.js, and in this, similar to hello controller, let's do this console.log model connected. Let's refresh. First we'll check whether it has been connected or not. Console, refresh. No, it has not been connected. Yes, definitely, because we haven't mentioned this model controller in our this. We have to mention it here. Yes, we have to mention it here. Controller, data controller. This is from HTML/JS model. Let's refresh. Why is it still not connected? Sorry, typo. Refresh, and it's connected now. So now how can we show this model? I think we can use these animations, show height based on model state. So let's use these animations. I think we used it somewhere. Let me use ease out. I think we used it in header. Yes, and these are all the transitions. You can go to this design header stimulus and transition video or the commit, and you'll see that we used L transition library, I think, from JavaScript. So let's add this to this div. Ease out duration copy, paste, then from is equivalent to start, and this should be and 2, and here it should be 100, and here it should be 100. Then finally ease in duration 200, ease in duration 200. So we have added these. Let's get rid of this. No, let's keep it actually. Copy this, add this to same thing. We are just adding all the animations, that's it. This is already here available, this is also here. Let's copy this, paste it here, and this should be normally in these cases, whatever is the start of one will be the end of second, and end of one will be the start of second, because it's sort of a stack, right? Whatever you start, you have to again reverse it. So these are done. What next? What next? We have added the animation. Now we will have to use it. Where have we used it? We have copied it from header, right? So we can go to our header controller, copy this entire code and paste it in our model controller. We don't need this target, we don't need connect, we have already. Let's do show. We want to enter let's add ID to this. Model wrapper. So we want to enter using document dot get element by ID this. And when do we want to call this? whenever our amenities button gets clicked. So we'll go to this button. Let's indent this correctly. Let me think. Data action, click, model controller. We have to mention the controller name and the function that we want to call show. Will this work? Nope. Refresh. No. Because we haven't mentioned the controller, I think. Data controller model. Let's refresh. And now it's visible. Refresh. Let me check one thing. Inspect, go to elements. Let's close this. We have this. This entire parent is hidden, and that's why all its children are also hidden, so it's fine. So similar to show, we have to create something called hide, and we can use something called as leave, and we'll use the same ID. And what we'll do is we will reverse the initial state, which is instead of, we will remove this hidden, and when we click on this show, it will hide actually, okay, because it's visible initially. I'm just doing this change just to see quickly whether it will work or not. Refresh, it is visible, but I won't be able to click on this. Oh, I made a mistake. I won't be able to click on this. So let's revert this, keep it hidden only. Yeah, it is working. Now I have to implement this close icon, right? So we can go to our Tailwind UI close. Let me copy this close icon button. Hopefully this will work. So we'll have to keep it inside our last panel. Not sure if this is the best way. Great. This can work. Data action, click, model, hash hide. Okay, let me see time, 15 minutes. Okay, so we won't be able to do much, but we have set up the basic code, but there are actually mistakes in this. So mistakes meaning we want to use this model for various cases, right? We want this for amenities, we want this for reviews, we don't want this for description also, and for images and for share. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of this entire content. We'll get rid of this entire content, create a new file in properties, especially for amenities model. We are doing this so that we can dynamically change the content as and how we need it. Let me create a div slash div. Render content. We have to render content here, so we will have to pass it, right? We have used amenities. In this we can pass it. We'll pass our content, which will be the variable, as amenities, right? So that's part of properties slash amenities underscore model. Sorry, it should be amenities model. So AMENI amenities model. So now we can pass this content, we can access it using this content. So let's go back to our model and now render this variable. Render content. Will it work? It worked. Great. So the advantage of this is we can create another model, underscore description underscore model dot html dot erb, and in this let me just write h1 slash h1 description model. Okay, and I'll create something similar, copy paste, rename this to reviews model, and in this I'll write reviews. And similar to these, what I'll do is I'll create similar code for, sorry, what was I saying? I'll have to do similar coding for reviews also. So let's copy this, go to reviews, paste it at bottom, write it as reviews model instead of properties, and use this. Hopefully this should work. Refresh. Where are reviews? But it is showing the same. Why is it showing the same one? We have passed review model. We have passed it to model show. It will go to this, go to our model, render content, what are we trying to show here? Let's check that code. Okay, I think I found the mistake, not sure, let's see. I think I found the problem. Let me, whatever I'm thinking, let me figure it out by making a small check. I have commented this initial model, and now if I click on this, it will show this, and refresh, and it will show this. Okay, I've got the problem. I'll explain you the problem, but we'll solve it in next video. Okay, refresh, you see it is again visible on both, right? The problem is we are calling this show, right, which in turn goes to our model controller and shows this model wrapper, which gets accessed by a unique ID. And in this code we have this unique ID at two places. Inspect and so if you see, this is the first model, which is just below show all amenities, and the ID is model wrapper. And if we go to reviews, then again there is model wrapper. So when we are trying to show it, it is checking for the first model wrapper and showing it directly, and that's why we are getting this amenities model only and not the reviews model. So think what can be the solution for this. I think it's straightforward. We just need unique IDs for both, but I've crossed enough time, so what I'll do is I'll fix this later on in next video. It should not take much time, but we have done the basic setup work, and I hope you are clear how it is working. I can quickly show it to you how it is working actually. So if you go to our amenities, we have already rendered this, but this model, shared model, is hidden by default. So now what we are doing is, whenever this button gets clicked, we call this show method. Okay, so if we go to show method, what it tries to do is it enters this. Basically it makes it visible instead of hidden. So that's how we are again able to see our model. And if you remember from our earlier videos, once we are able to set up the basic UI, then we can easily send the data and all in this only. We have done that in past on various partials. Okay, if you go to your show model, render, and see, we have sent data earlier also. So we'll send that data and show it again accordingly. So I'll stop this video now. Even though there is a mistake, it's easy to understand, and if it is not, do let me know. And maybe you should try to solve it on your own, and in next video we'll solve it and create dummy model for description, share, reviews and amenities, and eventually we will show information. That's it. Thank you.